How's it going, everybody? Ramsey Fisher here, and welcome back to my 2025 Keys trip. We're staying in Key Colony Beach in Marathon, and on this day, my dad and I dive out in the ocean waters with the Brownie Third Lung Explorer. Weather conditions were great, so we had pristine water with lots of sunshine. I've been making this trip to Lobster in the Florida Keys with my dad for nearly 2 decades now. And the last time we made the trip down here was just before Hurricane Ian hit our hometown in Southwest Florida. So it was a pretty great feeling to finally get back down to the Florida Keys and dive with my pops again. Of course, we catch some lobster and have a good time. So thanks for tuning in to this video of our 6th day from the 2025 Keys trip. If you have not watched my videos from day 1 through 4, check them out to see the beginning of our trip. We tow the boat and all of our gear down to Marathon, dark and early. Catch y'all in the Keys. This allows us time to unpack all our gear and get a few more hours on the water on day 1 to make the most of this trip. And then we're just gonna keep rolling. We'll see you at the house! The boys have made it. Sawyer? Let's do some
lobsters around here.
Smells like lobsters. Super excited to make it down here. Weather looks good. Hopefully we're gonna have a great week. In my previous Keys videos, Sawyer and I dive Duck Key, ocean waters, do a little spear fishing, and catch a lot of lobster. I can't even get them out. Look at these suckers.
Here you go, son.
And of course, we fish all around and even right in our backyard in Key Colony Beach, where the snapper fishing was phenomenal. Oh, okay. Oh, Sawyer, I think it's a good one. Oh, no. No, I'm on something. I think he's out, boys and girls. I think he's out. He's probably not even that big. He's starting to feel less and less big. He's pretty big. Yeah. Ready, set, swing. Yeah. Big mangrove snapper, Marathon, Key Colony Beach. Sweet. Overall, our trip was excellent so far, and we were about to ride into the best weather day of our trip. So let's get into today's video where I go diving the ocean patch reef with my pops for lobster. Morning. Starting to load up gear. 6th day here. Every morning I'll take a bunch of our gear out of the patio and start loading on the boat, but man, what a sunrise. Looks like a good day to go offshore. Our day 6 forecast looked exceptional, and the weatherman got this one right. We had very calm east winds with minimal chop, and we were super fortunate to find bait right outside the community on the beaches before heading offshore. We're going offshore. Oh, I'm gonna have to put bait into well 2 too.
You're going into the coast or
One and 2. Yeah, go out. Woo! Nailed it.
Good shot, guy.
Alright guys, we made it way offshore. We are in almost 600 feet of water. Maybe not way offshore, but for a 22-foot boat and some chop, we're doing pretty good. We might do a little chumming. We haven't seen any birds, any floating debris, but we got a lot of bait, so we're gonna do just a little bit of chumming and idling around, see if anything comes up. So with only a little gas in the tank and no birds or debris near the surface, we ended up returning to the drop-off, and that's where my dad and I dive in for some lobstering together. My dad was the one to introduce lobstering to me as a kid, and I immediately was hooked. It's like a scavenger hunt or Easter egg hunt that doesn't end until you find your limits. But even when you find the lobster, you still have to be able to catch it. Fast forward nearly 2 decades, and we are still here in the Florida Keys doing it together, and I am so stoked to be filming it all. Conditions were pristine for diving with great visibility, no current, and there were fish everywhere. The reef seemed much more alive today than my last dive. It did not take us long to locate our first bug of the dive either. Lobster love little caves like this where they can block the entrance, exit, and push most intruders away with their antenna. If you've watched any of my other lobster videos, you've heard me rave about my new snare. This trip was the first time I have used one to lobster. It is highly effective, and I don't need to untangle the lobster from the net afterwards. My dad, on the other hand, still chooses to go with his standard tickle stick and net, which he is most comfortable with, and the method most people use. My dad also taught me how to lobster with this method. Unfortunately, this lobster had eggs and needed to be released to hatch its young. I was really happy with the footage quality from this trip, so let me know what you thought of it, and if you have any questions about my equipment. My dad and I were diving the same patch reef that I dove with Sawyer on our 3rd day of this trip. And while the number of lobster here seemed to have replenished since then, we were certainly finding more egg-bearing females during this go-around, which meant less lobster could be kept. In return, this meant we had to look harder in order to find our limited bugs. But with these good of conditions, I had no complaints. It wasn't until I watched this footage back that I realized this was the exact same rock Sawyer and I caught a lobster on during our dive together on day 3. When I was on my dive with Sawyer, this rock held one nice lobster, and it was actually my first oceanside lobster of our trip. This just goes to show how lobster really do move around at night, and a good rock might get more lobster on it overnight, or in this case 3 days later. Fast forward back to my dive with my dad on our day 6 of our trip, and this same rock actually had 2 lobster hiding under it. And while one was egg-bearing, the other was large enough, came right out, and then left my dad in the dust when it boogied out of there. But eventually it led us to a small flat rock that had another lobster under it, so really it was a blessing in disguise. Once at this spot, we took our time and located all the exits on this rock before starting to work on it simultaneously in case the lobster shot out of the many pathways. And I believe one or both of these lobsters ended up being keepers. In addition to lobster, we saw a lot of beautiful sea life, including sea fans, sponges, and corals on this patch reef. I mentioned before, but this trip was my first time using this snare, and it really made lobstering much easier, having just one tool. But this could not help us with the increasing number of lobster we caught that were bearing eggs. Here is another prime example of a lobster blocking its little cave. I work it out from the front while my dad is ready behind the lobster in case it tries to boogie, while I try to work my snare around its tail. It's nice when I can confirm a lobster has eggs before catching it, but unfortunately it is usually difficult to spot their eggs until after you have caught them. And in this case, I found and snared another good-sized lobster
which needed to be released too. When I can, I like to place them back into their caves to keep them and their eggs safe before moving on and looking for more. I'll have to make a tutorial video on how to film with a GoPro, just so my dad can watch it, because he was all over the place with my camera during this dive. But hey, I don't pay my camera crew anything, so what can I expect? I actually missed this lobster with the snare, which led to an interesting, happy accident. See this one yellowtail right here? He is actually from a larger school, right there. And this looks like a massive school of fish, which I never even noticed during this dive. Probably because my head was down looking for my lobster, which did not get far away, and also happened to lead me directly to another one hiding out nearby. It's funny how many times a lobster almost gets away from us just to end up accidentally leading us to more lobsters. This one needed a little extra coaxing out with the snare before I could get a hold of it. While diving, we came across some really neat creatures, like this long-spined sea urchin. It was really cool to watch him move all his spines independently. We also spotted this green moray eel, which may be the same one from my last dive, as they typically hang around the same territory and hunt primarily at night. This lionfish was also hanging out just around the corner, waiting for a snack to swim by. These are some wild-looking fish. My dad even had his own little remora tracking along with him for a short period of time. During a different dive, I even found a larger remora resting on the bottom and was able to dive down and let him track with me momentarily too. There was an abundance of life here on the bottom, where there was cooler water temps and still plenty of sunlight, including this long-spined porcupine fish, which camouflaged into the bottom rocks and algae amazingly. The life on the bottom here was really remarkable. By the end of this dive, we did not quite reach our lobster limit, but we had a great time thanks to good conditions, and I was grateful to get a quality dive in with my dad. While we waited for the boat to get us, we dodged jellyfish, and you can really see the scattered rock bottom below, which is what attracts all these fish and lobster. After loading the gear up, we then made our way back inshore and found some other patch reefs to do a little fishing to end our day.
Alright guys, we're drifting around doing some fishing, and I got not a big mutton, but one of my nicer ones, that's for sure.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I really appreciate you watching my videos and supporting my channel. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, comment, or like this video if you made it this far.
Really beautiful fish, guys.
Sawyer's got one too.
In my next video, we come across some barracuda while diving and decide to hop back in the boat to catch them on rod and reel, so be on the lookout for that soon. Ramsey Fisher here, and I'll catch you later.
It's a little Cuda hole.
It's a little Cuda hole. Alright, guys been itching to catch a fish, so we found this shoal with a bunch of Cudas on it. And guy's gonna toss a live bait with a light wire on it. Make sure your drag's good.
Professional Cuda dude.
He's freaking out. I can't believe he hasn't been eaten yet. Oh yeah. Watch out, frigate, Sawyer. Do not catch the frigate. You will lose that battle. Alright, give another go for it. Guys hooked up.
See?
Yeah. Walk around the boat, guy.
One more from in, guy. He's got you. Yeah. Does that feel good, guy? Oh, yeah. Sweet.